Bill had like an insane thing about how the Nets are like one of the worst positioned teams in the NBA, and I was like, I don't know about that.
They definitely are, though. What are you talking about?
They're not. They were like comparing them to like the Wizards and stuff like that, and it's like
they don't have their picks.
If
you don't have your picks, if you don't, every team that's ever done well has had their own picks. Basically, every team that's built a contender has had their own pick.
This was it. They were like, oh, like this.
They want to trade the Suns picks for Donovan Mitchell.
Well, no, that's stupid.
That's what I'm saying. This is what they want to do, though. This is what they want to
do. That's stupid, but they're not. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They're not badly positioned. Like the Wizards couldn't do that right now. The Wizards couldn't trade for Donovan Mitchell right now if they wanted to. Like, what would they have to give up? Like, they'd have to give up like their own like draft package, and they would be a worse team. Like, they would have to give up the same package that the Nets gave up for Harden, and would be a worse team. So, like, the Wizards are in a much worse spot.
In a horrible position, personally.
They're in a horrible position.
I think they fucked up. I think they had a chance to.
It was stupid that they didn't trade Mikal Bridges for their picks back. Obviously, that's what they should have done. Everyone gets too galaxy brained about like, you don't have your own picks, you're dead. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
name me a team where that hasn't been the case, though.
The Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks.
They had Giannis on the roster.
But because they drafted him 16th.
They drafted him 15th in the draft, sure. Nets, when was the next time that the Nets can have the 15th pick in the draft?
Next year. Literally next year.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, like
so they have their own pick next year, so maybe they get the 15th pick in the draft and they draft Giannis. That's the plan.
They could. I'm just saying, like, they could. Like, it's not hopeless. They could trade Cam Johnson. They could trade Dorian Finney-Smith. They can trade all of these guys. They should have done it a year earlier. This is the same shit that we talked about with the Raptors last year.
Yeah.
Where it would have been much better to do it this year.
But they're not going to do that is the problem. If they had wanted to do it, they would have done it at this deadline.
Yeah, they should have done it at this deadline. I'm not arguing that. Like, they should have. They would have gotten more, but they're not like dead. Bill was saying like they have the Suns picks instead of their own picks.
The Suns picks being him talking about them like they're bad is insane. Those are great future picks. You was 100% wrong about that.
Yeah, I was like losing my mind. I was like, are we absolutely sure that in 2 years the Nets are going to be a worse team than the Suns? Because I'm not.
I mean, I'm not sure. I if you were to have me rank the future rankings 5 years from now, sure, you could absolutely talk me into the Suns being, because like I said, they also don't have their own picks, and they went all in on this team that is just not good enough. And the problem a lot of the times is that I don't trust any team that doesn't have their own draft capital, pretty much.
But the thing is, they didn't even do what the Raptors did. You know what I'm saying? Where the Raptors were trading for Thad Young and Jakob Poeltl when they weren't good enough. They didn't do any of that. They just didn't trade their good guys. Yes.
Yeah. No, they can definitely get out of this. I don't think they want to, though.
I mean,
that's where I think the disconnect in this conversation is.
Yeah.
What the ownership group has decided is, we would rather have a fun, young, competitive team that is the 10 seed every year without our draft picks. Maybe on a good year, we might get the 6 seed.
Yeah.
And in a bad year like this year, we'll probably get the 11 or the 12 seed, and that's just the reality, and we won't have our picks. But when Zion Williamson comes to town, when Giannis Antetokounmpo comes to town, when Sabonis comes to town, we could do Wizard style. We could do Lithuanian Heritage Night, and we can sell out for opposing fans. That's what their plan is now. Sai is a bozo. He has no idea what he's doing, and he has decided he doesn't care about the success of his own team. He only cares about filling the Barclays Center with largely opposing fans. That's why Nets fans are going insane right now.
Yeah, I mean, they just don't have the money for like what they were doing. They're trying to like usurp the Knicks. That Russillo was spitting about that when he said that like they've like reinforced the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Like they've actually like cemented the Knicks status. Like, do you have any idea? Like, Knicks fans like should like every Knicks fan in their deepest of souls, if you gave them a lie detector test and said, say what you really think of James Dolan, like billions of people would be incarcerated. Like, and that man's still, that man's still,
and
you
he's
still
actually he's trying to invest in mind police technology right now so he can figure out that you're thinking those things and then you can actually go to jail.
He's doing precog shit, like straight up. He has robots reading your face and throwing you out and not letting you go to like the opera if you're a lawyer.
Yeah, you're going to be thrown in prison for thought crimes in a few years.
Yeah. I just like I think that like we get too trapped in like the Nets are playing very bad basketball right now. It did not work out. They should have traded, but we get like into like a microcosm. The Nets are not in a worse spot than the Hornets. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I just don't think that's true. Like the Hornets,
I would rather be the Hornets than the Nets, but fair.
You want to talk about knowing they're going to do the wrong thing.
The Hornets just absolutely ace the deadline, and I trust their new ownership to hire the right front office and the right coach. And they also have Brandon Miller, and if he can ever get healthy, LaMelo Ball, who would be the two best young players on the Nets. And they have all their draft picks. And they have more draft picks on top of that. I would absolutely rather be the Hornets.
Okay, talk soon. We'll
3 years from now, I guarantee you the Hornets are in a better position than the Nets.
Okay.
I'll put money on it.
Okay.
$50. Okay. Let's put $50 on it.
$50. Let's go. Lock this in.
We're clipping this, baby.
We're clipping it. This is going on the YouTube clips, by the way. Go subscribe to the clips segments.
YouTube clips link is in the description. We have a clips channel on YouTube now, so we can reach more casuals that don't know ball like you guys do. Also, subscribe to the Patreon. Give us all your money. Anyway, So yeah, I have some more Mickey Mouse March candidates right now. This is really just this Mickey Mouse March is driving us all insane.
I'm laughing at Bill's comment that Sam has his own Mickey Mouse March where he just makes up things in his head. Fighting demons. I'm just saying, you guys
you're boxing right now. You're fucking shadow boxing with your own brain.
I'm just saying, Cam Johnson and McKember just have trade value. We'll see what's going on.
They definitely do. You're right about that.
Mm-hmm.
Their team doesn't want to trade them, but they do have trade value, and they're going to run out the clock on those contracts and then probably lose them in free agency. It will be a movie.
I think Marks will do the right thing here. You
think Marks is going to be the GM next year? All the signs have pointed to him leaving this offseason. So talk soon.
Travis Schlenk, save me. I need my $50. Travis Schlenk, I need you.
Travis Schlenk.
I need you more than ever.